Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today is day 6, July 20th, Monday, and I'm recording from my bedroom in Chiang Mai. Anyways, today's topic is going to deal with why I didn't work for a year and a half when I first moved to Thailand, and also how I used that time to heal myself both emotionally and mentally. Before I moved to Thailand, I was burnt out and traumatized from my experience of 8 years working on Wall Street while living the typical fast paced New York City lifestyle and also juggling a part time MBA program. My typical day would be wake up early, take a shower, rush to iron my clothes, and then sprint out the door to make the bus stop or the subway station or the ferry service. And I remember just like whenever the subway doors would slam in my face, that would just be like, ah. And just starting your day off on like that isn't really good. Anyways, I get into the office, onto the trading floor, and of course there'd be like a million things going wrong. There'd be fires that just need to be dealt with, and emergencies with just stuff, and you walk into a really you walk into a pressure cooker every day, basically. Um, so that would be my day, and then when my office job ended, that's when night school would start. So I was taking, around 2 classes per semester. So it'd be a couple hours of school at night. And afterwards, I went to Brew College out in the city. So afterwards, I'd then have to commute all the way back to Hoboken, New Jersey, where I lived. So I wouldn't get home till 10, 11 o'clock sometimes. And I'd then have to eat dinner. And then maybe I'd watch a little TV just to unwind and unplug and try to relax. Then go to bed. Then repeat the whole thing all over again. So that would be 5 days a week. By the time Friday rolled around, I did not want to do anything. I just wanted a bottle of wine, some pizza, and just Netflix on my couch and pass out. I had zero energy to even go out with my friends or do anything fun. So that was my old lifestyle. Very, very different from my current lifestyle here in Thailand. Physically, I was still, back home, I was still going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. I just started doing Muay Thai like maybe once a week as well. But mentally and spiritually, I was the equivalent of a obese person. I was really like screwed up in the head, even though the exterior, the physical looked fine. My internal, it was not working properly. I had a lot of negative beliefs about myself and zero self love. It was just that critic inside my head would always be saying some nasty negative stuff on repeat all the time. And during this time, I had a collapsed lung twice. This was around age, I think, 30. It happened twice within the span of 1 year. So there's a lot of stress in my life, and there's obviously a lot of emotional scars that needed to be looked at and healed, and some inner demons needed to be faced head on. And that's when I started to have this idea of maybe I should move to Thailand to heal myself. So when New Year's came around, 2013, the day afterwards, I remember walking to my office, and I called a meeting with my boss Vinny, and I was like, "Listen, I'm quitting, and I'm packing it up, and I'm moving to Thailand." Of course, this is also the day after bonuses were paid, so that's another reason why I waited after New Year's. But it was just cool, just because I got to start the new year fresh and quit my job and start a new chapter in my life by moving to Thailand. So, you know, that was my background before I moved here to Thailand. So when I quit my job and decided to move to Thailand, I didn't know exactly how I was going to fix myself or, you know, or, or deal with these issues that were underlying inside of me. But I knew that staying in the U.S. was definitely not the answer. I also knew that working a 9 to 5 job wouldn't allow me the time to figure shit out or try new things. So I listened to my heart and I moved to Thailand. I believe that when I was in a better state of mind, things would fall into place and I would eventually return to work on my career path. But for the time being, I just didn't even want to think about work. I just wanted to like focus on the inside, spiritually and mentally and emotionally. So now that it's been 2.5 years of living mostly in Thailand, I'm trying to look back and see what were the factors that played a role in healing myself. Because I'm definitely a lot happier person. I'm more at ease with things. I think I found inner peace, or at least in terms of relativity, definitely, definitely compared to what my previous state of mind was back in the U.S. Um, so yeah, I want to try and share those things with you guys. Say that way, whoever's going through some hard times, maybe you can learn from my experience, and maybe I can give you some pointers to what to look for. Um, what were the key things in finding an environment that were conducive to laying down a healthy mindset, to laying down a foundation where you can live a healthy life and do it in a healthy, sustainable manner. Because for me, I wanted to find like this mental map or compass to guide me through the ups and downs of life. Because life is never going to be perfect, but there's always going to be ups and downs. But if you have the right attitude, you know, it'll make a big difference. So that's kind of what I wanted to look for when I moved to Thailand. So obviously, when I moved here, there are two big things that were really helpful towards helping me find happiness. One thing was Muay Thai. Muay Thai is the ancient art of Thai kickboxing and originated here in Thailand. So I started training about 6 months in the U.S. before I moved here, and there are camps all around here that will train you, especially if you want to get in a fight or if you just want to lose weight or whatever. For me, it was about passion. I fell in love with Muay Thai. I haven't felt that feeling in a while since I was probably like a kid. But when you try something new, when I tried Muay Thai, I was like, wow, this is some cool shit. I get to kick and punch and elbow some just get some energy out, have a good time, and get a good workout. And I've never done martial arts before, and I think it's important to have martial arts as one of the pillars in your life, because it'll teach you things like discipline and pushing past your physical limits and dedication and respect. These are all values and traditions that are pretty common in most martial arts. So Muay Thai was the first one, and yeah, I was hooked. So when I came here to Thailand, I just wanted to focus on that, just because it was a love of mine. Another thing that was huge for me in Thailand was meditation. I had never done meditation before, and obviously, there's Thailand's a Buddhist country, and you can learn about meditation techniques. Um, when I was living in Phuket, I was working and studying or learning from my teacher Toby, and he was the first person that ever taught me meditation, and it was really helpful. And we also got to learn about Buddhist teachings, like what causes suffering, and the cessation of suffering, and the noble truths, and about attachment and selflessness and impermanence. Just a lot of underlying concepts that will help you navigate the sticky situations in life. Um, and then also another big thing was I went to a 10-day Vipassana silent meditation retreat, actually here in Chiang Mai. And that was a really good experience for dealing with some heavy emotional stuff from my past. Um, that'll be a different video blog, because there's a lot of stuff that I could talk about for that. But yeah, meditation was definitely a big thing that helped me heal myself. To this day, I still practice daily. It can be anywhere from 15 minutes to 45 minutes, just sitting down, breathing. Um, what else? Oh, being around the Thai people, that was another thing that was conducive towards me getting to a better state of mind. Thai people are super polite. You'll hear them speaking to each other in these polite tones where they add ka or krap at the end. Also, you see them whining to each other, and there's signs of being polite and respect, and even just the way they talk to each other. Like they talk in a very gentle tone of voice, and it's actually refreshing to listen to, even if you don't understand what they're saying. But it's just like it's a gentle tone. It's not like a harsh, aggressive language. And yeah, just being around people like that as opposed to like aggressive New Yorker types, that are just like fast paced and like me first. And Thais are very laid back. Um, Another thing that helped me is being around Asian people. Obviously, I'm 100% Chinese, but growing up in New York, I grew up 2 hours upstate, and I was pretty much like the only Asian guy in growing up in high school, and that had a big effect on like my self-esteem, my self-image, being bullied. That definitely left some scars on me. And being here in Thailand, obviously, they all think I'm Thai, which is hilarious because I get really dark easy. And they look at me and they speak to me in Thai, and I just say, "Oh, put nit noi konjin," which means I speak a little bit, but I'm Chinese. And then they're usually like, "Oh, face same." I'm like, "Yeah," but it's cool because like I don't feel like an outcast, and like subconsciously when I first got here, that probably played a big role in how I felt. Like I didn't feel like I was sticking out, or like someone was gonna mess with me because I'm Chinese. Like it made me comfortable being in my own skin, and accepting myself for who I am, and my heritage, and where I come from, where my family comes from. It helped me accept those things, because growing up, that those were very touchy subjects to me, and I just didn't feel like I fit in. So yeah, moving here with Thai people, it's been awesome for my soul. It's helped me heal a lot. Um, what else? One of the first Thai phrases I learned was the expression "sabai sabai," and that means like relax, take it easy. And Thai people are definitely like that. They're super chill, very laid back. Um, Compared to the New Yorker, I always joke with my friend Aaron. I'm like, yeah, there's an angry New Yorker inside of me that's like, let's, where's my coffee? I want it now. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it now. Come on, move. Let's go faster. But then I'm like, wait, I'm in Thailand. I don't need to act like that. And now I walk slow. If I'm driving on my scooter, if someone cuts in front of me or even just wants to pull out in front of me, I'm like, whatever, like I'm not in a rush. So that attitude has helped me like let go of those crazy mental habits that's always fast paced. So the sabai sabai will teach you, because if you're not a patient person, you will learn patience very fast here. Like buses don't run on time. You go to a restaurant, forget about service. Like you'll get your dish whenever. If you have an appointment, they're on Thai time. So you just have to let go of these things that may not be healthy for us to latch onto. Um, Also, living in Thailand, you see a lot of beautiful nature. It's very diverse. When I first moved here, I moved to Phuket, which is down south in the islands. That's like what everyone thinks of Thailand. You got these beautiful beaches with clear blue water, very clean, and it's. I lived like 10 minutes from 3 to 4 different beaches, and I would go to watch sunsets all the time, just to just sit by myself and just appreciate the natural beauty. And yeah, just walking around barefoot in the sand, smelling that clean, fresh air. Being around nature, I realize, is like an essential part of my lifestyle now. So there's that down south, and now I live up here in Chiang Mai, which is up in the north in the mountains. And right outside my balcony, I look out and I got the temple, or the mountains of Doi Sutet. So there's nature everywhere here in Thailand, and I realized I can't live in a concrete jungle anymore. Can't live with just skyscrapers and condos and just taxi cabs run around and subways. I can't do that anymore. I need to be a hippie and walk around barefoot and ground myself, and I need to breathe in fresh air, and I need to see waterfalls or oceans or beaches. I need to be around nature. So Thailand definitely has that, and I would say that's really helpful if you're trying to nurse yourself back to a healthy mental state. Um, Another thing is obviously living in a Buddhist country. Thailand's predominantly Buddhist. You do have pockets of Islam down south. Also, I've seen a couple of churches, but for the most part, Thailand's a Buddhist country, and I think that has definitely influenced the way people treat and act towards each other. There are a lot of stories I've heard and experienced this firsthand of expats like leaving their wallet in a tuk tuk or leaving their cell phone in a hotel. And you know what? These people go back and they actually get their phones back or they get their wallets, and nothing is taken out of the wallet, and the people won't even take, like, if you try to give them money to say, oh, thanks for giving me back, they won't even take that. And those that hospitality and that honesty is really prevalent. Now, I'm not saying everyone's like that here in Thailand, but for the most part, you get to see and experience that, which I think is really cool. There are a couple of Thai phrases that relate to these concepts and beliefs. One is Jai D. Jai means heart, and D means good. So Jai D means good-hearted, and up here in the north, definitely you see that in people. They're good-hearted, they're sincere, they're helpful, they're good people. And then the other thing is the other two phrases are Jai Lon and Jai Yen. Lon means hot, so Jai Lon would be like hot-tempered, which is like you don't want to be like that. Jai Yen means like cool-hearted. So yeah, you know what? You want to be Jai Yen. You want to be like relaxed, chill, like, all right, someone's 10 minutes late. Don't flip out, like, oh, someone cut me off on the road. Jai Yen, take it easy. Don't flip out. Just stay cool, man. I like that. I like those phrases. I'm totally down with that. So I try to remember those phrases. I try to live those phrases every day in my daily life. There's two other things that I'll talk about. So these are two habits I picked up while out here in Thailand, and one is sleeping in, like getting 8 or 9 hours of sleep. I didn't have an alarm clock. I would just sleep in, because when I was working on Wall Street, I would only get anywhere from like 5 hours to 7 hours of sleep a night, and that shit is not good for you. So out here, I just rested and slept as much as my body needed, and I didn't feel guilty at all. Also, I would go for afternoon naps. Oh, I had a big lunch. I'm going to go take a 20-minute nap. Man, screw it. I'll take an hour nap. You know what? I did not feel guilty. And people don't realize that. Sleep is underestimated in America. People think they're tough for only sleeping 2 hours a night, 3 hours a night. You know what? You're doing your body a disservice. You're doing your mind a disservice, because we're humans. We're not robots. You need sleep. So sleeping for me was a big factor in healing, and I still sleep a lot. And you know what? I make that a priority. There's like three things that I get upset about. Like, don't waste my time, don't waste my money, and don't interrupt my sleep. Those are like the three things that are really essential to me. So like for me, I make it a priority to make sure I get my sleep. I tell friends like, oh, you want to meet, but you know what? I'm not. I say I'm not a morning person, because I like to have that freedom to sleep in if I want to. And the other habit that I picked up out here is reading. I read a lot of books now. Before this, I didn't read at all. One, because I didn't have time, and two, I just wasn't interested in trying to better myself, or I didn't have any motivation, or even know what books to start with. So now I'm into a lot of self-help and a lot of personal development books. I'll give you three of them to start out with if you're looking for recommendations. One would be The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Obviously, my meditation teacher told me about that, but a lot of people you've probably heard about that book before. Definitely read that. That's a good foundation. Also, Choose Yourself by James Altucher. I read that last year. It was really good. And another one is called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. I stumbled upon that book last year when I was in Peru at my ayahuasca retreat. It was at the donations table. So I would recommend those three books if you're looking to, if you need some recommendations on how to, for like some emotional, mental, spiritual guidance. The next thing I want to just talk about is for people who are traveling a lot or who are expats living in Thailand. When there's a typical cycle that happens when people first move abroad to a country. So when you first come to, for example, when you come to Thailand, you might fall in love with the country. You might have this very romanticized version of what it is. Like, oh, I love everything about Thailand. I love the people, the weather, the food. But then after you come here and live here for a while, you might become jaded. You might start noticing things you didn't notice before, like, oh, these people, they just want to rip me off, or I hate the shitty weather, or why are these people always doing this and that? And there are sites like ThaiVisa.com where they're constantly talking about the news in Thailand. It's almost like a CNN. But basically, they also highlight a lot of negative stuff that goes on in Thailand. And if you read that stuff and dwell on it a lot, you'll eventually start having a really negative attitude about Thailand. And I don't think that's healthy. Yeah, it's good to be informed and have realistic expectation of what's going on, but you shouldn't constantly bombard yourself with that kind of negativity, because you will get jaded and it might bias your view towards Thailand. So that's part of the cycle. So you start really high up and you have a romanticized view, but then you stay here longer and you start seeing the realities and you start like questioning why you're here. So I went through both those phases in the 2 years. I didn't really dwell too much on negative, but now I'm more realistic. And then so the next part of that cycle is more like the middle ground, where like you say, okay, like I've been here in Thailand and I like it a lot. I know it's not perfect. There's obviously things like corruption and foreigners getting charged a bit more than the Thais. But you know what? This is where I belong and this is where I'm happy, because compared to the U.S., this wins any day. So that's where I am. So that's just some helpful advice. Like if you're going to become an expat and you're looking to move abroad somewhere, you'll go through things like reverse culture shock and you have your highs of falling in love with the country, but you also have your lows. So just be aware that, as you're thinking about moving abroad to heal yourself, just be wary that, you will have your up and downs about your feeling towards whatever country you move to. So just to like reiterate, like today's topic was how I healed myself by moving to Thailand. So I listed a bunch of different factors that helped me personally heal myself. Now, everyone's different. Everyone has different emotional baggage and different problems. So I'm not saying mine's the only way. There's so many different ways to solve life situations, life's problems. I just want to help you by letting you know what helped me specifically go from a really shitty part of my life to a really amazing life right now, mentally, physically, spiritually. How I've healed a lot of these things. And this video is already almost 24 minutes. There's a lot of other techniques that I'll share with you in these other videos, like plant medicine such as ayahuasca, San Pedro, but I don't want it. Those are totally other different subjects, not different subjects, but like I'll talk a lot more about that. But in terms of like moving to another country, these are the check boxes that I went through, and that's the thing. Like if you realize, like for me, I didn't want to. My life was in a really low point. I knew I needed to not just find a quick fix or a band-aid for these problems. I needed to like rip everything out, throw it out, and redesign my lifestyle and relay the foundation to my mental and spiritual foundation, because it was really jacked up. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like if you really want change, you might have to move to a different environment, because the environment that you're in, it might just be totally toxic, and just be aware of that. So if you're looking for change, think about moving to another country. Um, oh, one other couple things about Thailand. The other cool thing is a thing called Sanuk Mak, which means very fun. Well, Sanuk means fun or entertaining. And that's another cool concept with Thailand. Like, whatever they're doing, they want to make sure they're having fun. So whether they're working at a cashier register, you know, just going any regular job, but they'll be at the cash register, but yet they'll have the radio on, and maybe they're singing or joking around with their friends. You know what? That's all good. Like, I was at the hospital last week, and in the patient area where all the patients are waiting to pay, they actually brought in like a Thai singer, an instrument band, and they're singing, jamming away. I took video of this. I'll post it up. But it's cool just because, like, when you think of a hospital, it's like, oh, very down and dreary and negative. But the Thais out here, they bring in a live band, and they're like, let's get this mood up. Let's have people feel good about themselves. And I think that's really cool. Like, whatever we're doing in life, whether it's driving down, just pick up groceries, or just going for a walk down the road, like, enjoy it, be present, and have fun with it. And the Thais definitely live that concept, Sanuk. All right, this video is going over. But anyways, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions or comments, I'll post some links with some information in the description. But if you have anything else, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. And yeah, keep an eye out for those other videos with those other topics on other techniques that I use to heal myself. Thanks a lot. Much love. Good night.